Welcome to Dimension 119, a dimension where anything can happen. Prepare for the strange and unexpected. Enjoy today's episode.
Could have just did our own.
Yeah,
That
you're
would
good.
have
horrible.
Go ahead, Nate. Go ahead and do your own. We're live. You got it. You got this. Here, hang on. I'll get you a beat. 1 second.
Huh?
Hang on. I'll get you a beat, and you can do your own. 1 second.
Dude, I don't know the words of the song.
Don't freeze on me now, voice mod. There you go. Go for it. Nothing? Okay.
I think you're barking up the wrong tree here,
Come
bud.
on, Nate. You're the one that said it. Anyways, we're here for Curse of Strahd, and I don't think any of us have touched the ganja today, so, we're just being normal. Like I said, I don't think. I wasn't quite assuming.
Kai has.
I wish I have.
The one person, the person in the Navy has.
I wish, but I'd rather keep my job.
Boo, Killjoy.
Welcome to Curse of Strahd.
The guy who's
420.
on call for war.
I trust him with someone else's navy.
I don't.
I trust him with a navy that's not mine.
All right.
That's not my navy.
That's my navy. I don't know you.
I don't know you.
Well, this stream starts without train tracks today.
Fuck it.
Nate,
They won't have them.
I think you're doing the recap. I'm just gonna let you go ahead and take off with it because I don't know how to do an intro after that.
Yeah.
And silence.
So, recap. When we last left off, when we last left our heroes, we made a daring escape from the heart of Strahd's castle. After destroying the heart, Strahd and his minions descended upon descended upon what was left of the party. Rajin had to return to the dagger after casting invisibility on some of the party members. Ceraxis turned himself invisible as well. Oodles turned into a goose and flew out of a window. And Soul ran off without talking to anyone. So once we got out of the castle, we decided to go back to the winery, I believe it was, right? To talk to check in on Irina, because I'm getting names right today. Irina informed the party that Derec was captured. I still don't know who Derec is, but apparently we plan on using him to. No, Derec with a C, not Derec with a K. And
Fuck that guy.
or where am I? Damn it, Derek. Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, so we found out that Derek was standing on trial for the incident where you guys killed a governor or something like that. So Oodles and I, Ceraxis, we started scouting the town trying to find where Derek would be being held. In that process, we immediately got split up. Oodles got captured, and I found a tavern. What's that? Oodles, he used his druidy powers to escape from being captured by whoever the governor is now. And Ceraxis had a surgery of a conversation trying to get information from the innkeeper, who apparently knows. Oh, excuse me, that was rude. Who apparently knows the party, and Ceraxis is bringing him to the party just outside of town. Does that cover it all? fuck if I know, man.
Erwin Markov.
But the town's
Am I
name is
right?
Valaki.
Yes.
You know that much at least.
Yeah.
Also, it's not a governor; it's a burgomeister.
Yeah.
Do I
What's the
still
Baron.
difference?
do I still have to gift a sub, Nathan? Does that count? Okay, I will gift a sub.
Listen, I'm just going by American terms, so I ain't got no burgermeisters.
We got one of those. It's down at Burger King.
No, you're talking about that guy from McDonald's who steals a burger.
Right, true. Okay, so we'll start off with the last time we saw Kai.
Oh,
He
fuck.
had escaped the clutches of Isaac and escaped the stupid little cell room that is in the Baron's house, and is now outside of the town, outside of the house, the mansion. Kai, what does Oodles do after leaving this mansion?
I was not ready for this.
We said last time we were going to start off with you.
Well, I forgot.
Yeah, because we ended with you like running through the streets of Valaki.
Yeah. Okay. There any animals about? Just any.
See a squirrel.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna use speak with animals. I'm gonna speak with the squirrel. Squirrel. It's like, hey, you, squirrel.
Knowledge and awareness limited by their intelligence, but at a minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters. Okay. The squirrel look just stops moving, looks around, like, who said that?
I walk up to it and be like, me, dickhead.
And it's gonna scream
So
and run
accurate.
away.
Well, fuck squirrels. I knew they were dickheads.
They're not used to just normal people speaking squirrel.
No, they always nick your food. I swear to God.
Well, he's not a normal person.
Well, that
Kid.
did not work. Fuck. I'm just gonna stroll through town, like, not to raise suspicions, and go back to the party, because I will fuck everything up if I try any further.
So you're just gonna walk right back out of town as you're heading towards the gate. Oops, I'm moving myself. As you're heading towards the western gates, let me move your ass over there. Yeah, you did. The guards see you come and go and say, "Did you find what you were looking for? You just came in just a little bit ago. You're already leaving. What's going on?"
None of the shops have what I want, which is very saddening.
Fair enough. And they go into their little tower. Did you have any weapons on you? I can't remember.
I had my stick.
They gave you they get your little quarterstaff and hand it to you.
Thank you.
And you head back to the party because you said fuck all.
I can't do anything else. I'll literally fuck everything up.
So you get back out to the outskirts of town and you see Iris, Orden, and Ragnar sitting in a little field, and you walk up to them. What's the interaction with the party?
If Iris is cool with it, then Orden's just bored braiding her hair. Also, Arena and Ismark are here too.
Oh yeah, that too.
Hey guys, You'll never guess what happened in the space of 30 minutes.
Well, did you find Derek?
Yeah, I found someone. Definitely not a Derek.
Well, who'd you find?
The old Burgermeister's wife. Locked up. In the Burgermeister's house.
And you found her why?
I don't think we need to go into that, to be honest. Let's just say that these townspeople aren't very welcoming.
You know, every time someone goes into that town, there's trouble. Don't know why we ever thought this was a good idea.
Nope. Definitely their fault, not mine.
Who wanted to send them in there in the first place?
I think he just volunteered himself. Which I feel like maybe we should have vetoed.
Wait, where's the little lizard?
Wasn't he with you?
Ah, shit. Yeah, he wouldn't. He wouldn't give up his dagger, so he said he'd stay out here.
And then
Well, no. He gave the dagger to Iris.
Fuck.
And then he went in after you.
Well, I think we have a problem.
You're just saying you don't know anything about him. You didn't see him or anything like that.
Not really. No.
I'm gonna pause for a second because we lost some. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
It was me. I'm sorry.
Oh, we lost Tyler at the same time, so I was just waiting to see if anybody else started dropping. I'll look over. I'll look over at Orden and just say, should we go in there?
Nope.
And look for him?
I'm gonna lean into. You're gonna hate me for asking. Was that Iris or Ragnar?
That was Ragnar.
I'm gonna lean in. I don't think sending him in was maybe the best idea. If you're able to disguise yourself, maybe I can borrow Irina's hat and we can go and look around a little bit. Or maybe me and Iris can go. She's not wanted.
I mean, as you just said, I don't think we sent him in the first place. But if we need to go, whatever we need to do to go in, we'll go in. But we've only got one hat of disguise.
Well, a dwarf walking into this place would be a lot less suspicious than a dragonborn. That's all I'm saying. But maybe we should find Ceraxis too, because the fact that he's missing is kind of concerning, given everything Oodle said.
Totally the townfolk's fault, not mine. They were all dicks.
I'll stay here with these three if y'all want to go find him.
Irina, would you mind at all if I borrowed your hat of disguise again?
What?
Can I borrow Irina's hat?
Sure. She hands it over to you.
I'm going to disguise myself as just a plain... What?
Isaac.
I'm not going to disguise myself as Isaac. We're going to bump into him immediately. You know that's what's going to happen. I will disguise myself as just a regular townsperson. I will leave my sword with... I'll give it to Ragnar, like the sun sword. What? Wait, no. I'll keep it because I have an idea.
Well, the thing is, to go in, you have to give up all your weapons.
It's not a weapon. It's just a broken sword hilt.
It's a sword hilt.
It's just It's just a.
I
It's
can't do
just
anything
a.
with this. That's what I was thinking.
It's just decoration.
Okay.
So it's a
I'm
ship.
looking to get it repaired. I actually
Mhm.
need a sword added to it.
I got the hilt, but they left off the blade. I knew it was on clearance, but come on. Do you want to hang
This
on
was
to
a
the...
real steal.
You got it off Wish.
That's true. Wish the website is not very good.
I wish it was better.
Ragnar, you just make sure Oodles doesn't get into any more trouble, okay?
I think that you might need a higher power than me to make that happen. But I'll do my best.
I'll just lean in and say, I'll be praying too.
I think you might need a higher power than that to make that happen.
They say about halfling goddesses.
But she'll
Hey.
do her best.
Tyler, how do you want to make your entrance to the party outside of town? Like, your invisibility has worn off by now, unless you decided to recast it. But
Well, good. How about this? I have a really cool idea. Come back to me. Let me figure something out.
so
Because
you'll be in.
I was under the impression when I thought of trying to come up with a way that I got told no, so I just absolutely turned my brain off. I wasn't even expecting to be spoken to for the first hour.
Okay.
Well,
So,
it's
think-
fine
think-
now because we're not in a tavern, so we're gonna get everybody in right now.
Yeah, I'm totally lost without having a tavern entrance. So
And just so you know, you would have been rested in all your spell slots and health are back. Just so
oh,
you know.
that's absolutely orgasmic. Okay, give me like 10 minutes and then call me out of the blue again. I'm pretty sure I'll have some.
All right. So you guys are gonna go heading back into town again. Ceraxis, you are starting to lead Erwin out of the tavern or the inn, and you're leading him out to
Mhm.
back to the party. Roll a perception check.
Yes. Okay, give me uno, minuto.
Does he see a screaming squirrel?
Chirp, 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 chirp.
Fucking squirrel.
Jesus, brother. That's a
That's a
1.
7. I don't see damn.
Oh no.
You know, all right, you don't see anything. But at this time,
Straight oblivious.
okay, never mind. So you don't see it. It just so you know, and neither does Erwin. But at this moment, as you're leading Erwin out of the, starting to lead him to the outskirts of town, the party outside of town, who had the dagger? Ragnar still has the dagger?
Iris would have given it to Ragnar since she's going with Orden.
As the three of them are walking away, lightning strikes the dagger, and Rajin is just manifests right next to you, Ragnar.
You're in trouble.
Is like as
I'm in
this
so
is
much
happening, what
trouble.
does Ragnar do?
I'm gonna get Papao.
So we're trying to hide over here in the woods. Ragnar knows that the stagger usually has something to do with Rajin, but he also knows we're trying to hide in these woods. It's probably sitting there, you know, on a log or something close to him, and lightning strikes it. He probably runs over, grabs it really quick, and just chucks it farther into the woods.
Oh my god.
Have
Well,
we
it wasn't
now
me this
started
time.
at 5?
We're trying to get us all separated.
You know when in Terminator when they come back from the future, and there's like this bubble of energy around them and lightning and all sorts of stuff. Like that's what Rajin's on one knee, like his hand is materialized from the dagger, and it turns into him kneeling down. And as his eyes come to focus on his surroundings, he just goes, and he looks down, confused at like the fact that Ceraxis isn't holding the dagger. Not only that, there's nobody around, and that it looks like that this dagger's just been thrown into the woods, and he's just like.
I rolled a 12 for the throw, so I don't know how good of a throw it was, but
yeah, he'll just like sheathe it, and he'll just like start turning and scanning around looking for something.
Make a perception check.
Ceraxis, meanwhile, doesn't even know. He's like, do. I'm gonna go see my master.
Perception check.
I wasn't gone for that long.
An 11. That's good enough to where you would see, like, he didn't. Ragnar didn't throw the dagger far enough, so you're not deep into the woods. So you scan around for a couple minutes. You end up seeing Ragnar and Oodles sitting by them, or with Irina and Ismark on the outskirts of the woods.
you probably hear
Go on.
you probably hear Ragnar like looking at the others. We've got to get some people in this party that are a bit quieter. Everyone's disappearing and trying to make entrances.
I know, it's so rude, isn't it? It's just...
And making trouble in towns.
I know. How dare they? How bloody dare they?
Ragin spots the dwarf sort of half crouching, half hiding behind the tree. Not actually hiding, just being there, existing in that position. And he'll turn after sheathing and start walking over to him, back straight, and he'll say, "Where are the others?"
Dead.
Is
We'll
Oodles
listen to
there,
him.
by the way?
Yeah, Oodles is there. It's Oodles, Ragnar, Iris, and Ismark.
He means Irina.
Irina and Ismark. Yeah, I mean, my bad.
Don't listen to the child. That are in the town. One of our old, I guess you could call him a friend, is being held in there. Was Rajin with us when we retrieved the bodies and tried to resurrect?
Yeah.
You remember when you retrieved the bodies and found me and our other friend? Well, the other friend has apparently been found and is being held in the town for a trial. For a murder that wasn't most of us.
I see. And what has happened to Ceraxis?
He's the one we sent into the town to gather information.
And he'll just kind of rub his temples. You sent him.
Well, Oodle. Well, it sounded like a good idea until you came back. But Oodles followed him. Well, technically, Oodles went in first, and then Ceraxis followed Oodles, and now Oodles is back.
Master Dwarf, you are clearly have been dumbstruck recently. You sent him, and you look at Oodles,
You know,
and then you sent him.
We never sent oodles. Let me be clear about that. He just kind of he did his own thing.
So you say you are telling me you allowed Ceraxis to go in there on his own with his goose?
You know, I've recently fallen off a very high staircase.
I'm dying.
Just like a day ago. I'm trying so hard to hold this together.
This is beautiful.
God.
Like the second worst justification fucking ever.
And
You said him?
I just died like 5 days ago.
Oh, at least we made it out of the castle.
Well, no thanks to you. You just went on disappearing. It's pretty easy to make it out when you just turn into a dagger and let someone else carry you out.
He snorts and like
Damn.
a bit of ozone comes out of his nostril. It took everything I had to turn you all invisible, remember?
And we appreciate that. It's not just...
I could not turn myself also.
And Ragnar just kind of like awkwardly scratches his beard and just kind of looks at you and looks over at the smoking stump that was struck by lightning. So are we gonna just wait here for the others, or should we go find them?
I'd just like to say the townsfolk are very unreasonable.
Well, it appears that I have not had any issue walking in there. But with numbers depleted here, few to look after, and I'll look at Irene not wearing the hat. This one, I shall stay
Oh,
and polish my sword. And he walks away from the group to go and sit on a log.
Ragnar will just sit down too. Ragnar's not going in by himself, and he's not going in with oodles.
That will get someone killed.
Jesus Christ. So Iris, and it's just Iris and Orden, right, that went in?
Yes.
That are going in? Okay. So Iris and Orden, you walk up to the gate, and the guards do the same exact thing. Stop. What business do you have in Valaki?
Oh, just a couple traders. Hoping to drop some items off at the shop.
There have been some there has been high crime in the town lately. We have orders to take all weapons and arms on entry. You can get them back on exit of Valaki.
Well, that kind of puts a wrench in my plan. I was planning on selling some weapons. Rules are rules. And he will pull out 4 javelins and a longsword and put them in whatever metal bin that they have to put through the TSA scanner. I will also pull out the sun sword and say, oh, this is just broken. I hope you don't mind if I hang on to it. Family heirloom.
The guard look just like they cock their heads and like, that's just a broken blade. What use is a broken blade?
I told you it's a family heirloom.
But it
holds sentimental value to my family. I hope you can understand. We all have superstitions like that.
Okay, but we do have to inspect it first to see if there's any trickery about.
Well, of course. And I will just like rotate it in my hand so that I can look at it.
And they're gonna get a closer look, and they're gonna make an Arcana check.
I mean, it can't be that good, right, Nathan?
It's the Star Wars
20s on
meme
both.
where he's,
Arcana's intelligence, right?
Yes, I believe so.
it's the Star Wars meme where he's looking into the lightsaber and it comes out and goes through his eye.
Okay, all right. They don't sense anything suspicious.
Goodness.
Okay. Then they look down at Iris, and you, miss.
And Iris just kind of looks kind of sheepishly and pulls out a crossbow and lays it down and then reaches on her back and pulls this spear off. It kind of looks normal at first, but as she's pulling it off, like the farther it comes over her shoulder, like the more towards the actual spear tip, you start to see more and more dried blood just caked on it, and she's gonna lay her blood spear on top of Orden's weapons. That's all I've got.
Okay. Now, it's not that we don't trust you and all, but we do have to make sure that you don't have any hidden weapons. Just a standard inspection, standard pat down.
Hey, Nathan, I don't want to do too much. I'm just reminding you've also got the dagger that Ragnar gave to Orden and Orden gave to Iris.
Oh, yeah, I'll put that down as well.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that magical dagger that doesn't do anything.
Are you giving into their pat down?
Yes.
Jesus. Okay, I'm not rolling great either. So if you are hiding anything, yeah, they don't see it. All right.
I didn't know that was an option.
I didn't either.
Again, Ceraxis doesn't have anywhere to hide that.
They don't see the string Iris has tied to the blood spear. She just pulls on it as she walks through the gates.
It's like, don't you have like a Warhammer too, Nathan?
No, Ragnar has that because we haven't found Ragnar's axe yet.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Okay, so enjoy your stay in Valaki. Stay out of trouble now.
Can do, and I'll just like walk through pretty calmly.
We always.
I'll lean down to Iris. Oodles had trouble with this.
I think he has trouble with a lot of things he shouldn't have trouble with.
You know, the tavern's usually a pretty good place to look for information. Do you think we should go there first?
It's probably a good idea. I'm sure if Ceraxis is anything like the rest of this party, we'll hear a commotion quite quickly.
Well, he's a little quieter than most of us.
And both of you make a perception check.
That's a 19.
14.
You both, out of the corner of your eye to the south, to where the party you left Ragnar and Oodles and Irina and Nismark, you see the same bolt of lightning that where Rajin came from, just strike in that direction, just random bolt of lightning.
Orden kind of pulls a face when he sees that, and it's a lot more obvious now that he looks like a human rather than when he looked like a dragonborn. And he'll just kind of go, "Well, I guess he's back."
You don't sound too happy about that. Normally you're excited for him to be around.
I can forgive Ceraxis for what he did to Korast. I don't know if I can forgive Rajin for the way he's treated Korast. He told me to kill him when all that Ceraxis has ever done is do exactly what Rajin wants.
Maybe that's just the way of your kind, and you're just you're different because you weren't subjected to the same things that he was. You weren't taught the same way.
Yeah, the more I spend time with them, the more I start to realize I'm not really a dragonborn. Not not in the ways that matter to him. It's kind of disheartening.
It might it might be a good thing, dearie. Might be a better thing than you think.
That's what I'm thinking.
It does take all kinds after all.
I think I'd rather be a halfling than a dragonborn anyway. At least the kind of dragonborn that Rajin is. I think I can live with that.
I think Rajin's helped us a whole lot. But I think this party would be a lot worse off without you, dearie. Just remember that.
And again, it's a lot more obvious because he looks human, but he definitely blushes when he says that. When she says that, he's like, "Well, thanks, Iris."
Now let's see if we can find our friends and not lose anybody else.
Okay. How is Ceraxis leading Irwin through the city? Is he like happily leading him through, or is he cautiously keeping an eye on him? What's the interaction between you two as you go through the city?
Ceraxis would be kind of keeping his wits about him as best as he could, because he's still very unfamiliar with the city, and he doesn't really know. Like, the city's kind of on lockdown here, and people in the party were cautious about even coming into the city, so he's a little nervous about walking around. But I think he is optimistic that, they're gonna get out of town. This dude's gonna with meet with the party, and we're gonna get everything cleared up. We'll find Derek, and then we'll get out of here. Is kind of his mindset, right? But he's gonna be going straight down the main road, going out of town.
Okay. So after about 5-10 minutes of both thirds of the party, or the 2/3 of the party conversing on each other, Iris and Orden, you would see Ceraxis coming towards you with a man. Have neither of you met him, right?
No. Had to think about that for a second.
Has Iris met
I
Irwin? I think it was just
Lawrence
Laurenthar.
Yeah, I think Laurenthar the only one that talked to him.
Okay. So yeah, you see Ceraxis coming down the road with a gentleman, a man following him quick in tow. And Ceraxis, you would see Iris and somebody you've never met right next to her.
Mm-hmm. Straxus would kind of wave his hand over at Iris, and then he'd remember that he gave Iris his dagger, and his eyes would widen like a cartoon. And if a kobold can just go flush white, he would. And then he'd like grab this guy by the finger and like start pulling him and running toward Iris.
Okay.
How far away are they?
They're probably 50, 100 feet. They're within eyesight.
Okay, yeah. Ceraxis wouldn't scream or anything, but he'd like try to jump and wave, and now he's a little frantic.
And Iris and Orden, you would obviously see this little kobold jumping up and waving at you.
I'll run over to Ceraxis. Ceraxis, you're okay. Did you find anything out about you know who?
I wouldn't pay any attention. I wouldn't pay any attention to this human I've never met, and I would go directly um, to Iris, who I'm assuming is like right next to her
Mm-hmm.
or him. Are
Well,
you a guy human or a girl human?
I'm a guy human.
Did you turn into
I'm a
guy
guy
human? Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay any attention to him. If anything, I'd be like, "Hey, watch this guy," and then I'll go over to Iris, and I would say, um, uh, where's the dagger?"
Well, I believe that your master has it now.
well, you don't know that. You hadn't. Oh, now you do. But yeah, okay. Because you saw the lightning.
You would see pure terror on Ceraxis's face, and he wouldn't know what to do, and he'd like, "I can't go back,"
No, look.
and then he'll just kind of like start pacing back and forth, rubbing his temple.
Me and
It's
Iris can back
I
you
can't
up.
go back.
It's
He'll kill me. I can't go back.
It's okay, dearie. I'm sure my brother took care of it. He's there with the others. I'm sure he explained what's going on. It's gonna be fine. You'll be okay. And
No.
the whole time,
No. This is unforgivable. Once is too many.
she's like kind of like knelt down a little bit. You're not much lower than her level. She's kind of knelt down a little bit and puts her hand on your shoulder, but she's not like she's speaking to you comfortingly, but she's not looking at you. She's staring at this guy that's been that was walking with you and is now following you, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm sure Ceraxis just doesn't notice this, and he's just still panicking.
I'm going to also kneel down, and I will put my hand on Ceraxis' other shoulder, and I will use calm emotions on him to get him to hopefully stop freaking out.
He needs that. I'm freaking out, man. Yeah, so
Choose to fail this if you want. Otherwise, you need
game over.
Well, you can also choose to fail it if you want.
Oh, do I have to roll?
Yeah, it's a charisma saving throw. If a creature fails its saving throw, choose one of the following two effects. You can suppress any effect causing the target to be charmed or frightened when the spell ends. Alternatively, you can make a target indifferent about creatures of your choice that are hostile towards it. Just for roleplay purposes, I'll let it calm your fears.
So
Sure,
Ceraxis would just hear he would hear the rustle of trees and maybe some birds that he may have heard growing up in the mountains with Rajin. Just something that would generally calm him down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a good use of a second level spell.
His breathing would kind of normalize. His breathing would normalize a little bit, and he would, right, everything's gonna be fine. He's not gonna kill me today, so it'll be fine. Maybe I can make it up to him. Right, Iris. And he'd like quickly glance over at the human again, just quizzically, and then just go back to Iris, and he'd say, "This is what's the guy's name again?"
Erwin.
Are you guys still laughing about the dick on the map? Oh my gosh.
Erwin. Is there another?
That was in our side chat, right?
Yeah, he like, "This is Erwin." This is Erwin. He owns the tavern up the road, and he is a wealth of information. And I think he needs to speak with the party about. He may know some stuff about, and he'd kind of look around a little bit. Again, back at the human who's just like oddly paying attention to this conversation, and he'd lean into Iris and say, "He might know something about Derek." And then he'd look back at the human, just like with a weird face.
I'll just lean and be like, Ceraxis, it's me, and I will take his hand and put it onto a bit of my like skin that is not covered by armor, and he can like feel through the illusion that I have scales.
How smart is Ceraxis?
Did he say the guy's last name?
Okay, yeah.
I think he just said. Did you just say Erwin or did you say Martikov?
No.
Okay.
No, he would just say Erwin. Oh, Erwin, he owns the tavern. But he knows stuff about the going ons in town, and I think it'd be valuable for him to speak to the party. But yeah, he'd kind of get an idea that at very least, I mean, you're not Rajin, because you would have murdered me by now. So there's only one other Dragonborn in the party. So I think he's put two and two together.
I was really hoping that he wouldn't know what was going on. He's like, sir, you need to moisturize your skin.
Ceraxis doesn't know about moisturize.
I'm going to turn to Iris. Should we go back to the others? It'll look kind of weird to the guards if we have to come back in.
Iris is kind of eyeing this guy. I'm more concerned that we'll be leading someone to this town. Who are the others? We have. It's not that I don't trust Ceraxis, but we haven't talked to this guy ourselves.
Do you want to maybe get some answers that we know are going to be true out of him? And I'll just like give her a look, kind of. I don't know how to convey that I'm trying to talk about the zone of truth without saying it out loud. But I'll just kind of wink at her to kind of convey that a little bit.
I think that would be the best way to go about it.
Orn's just gonna lower his head a little bit and mutter the spell for the zone of truth out loud. And Erwin has to make a.
Before you do this,
yeah.
you would know that this affects everybody in its radius, regardless on if you want them to be or not. So other people will know that magic is going on.
Ooh, maybe
because it's a 60-foot radius. It's a 15-foot radius.
Yeah.
15-foot radius. So, and you're on a street.
How about we get him out of here first, and as we're walking back to the party,
how about we take him somewhere private and have a chat?
Have a little chat. He would before you turn and start leaving again, he would introduce himself as Erwin Martikov. He owns, and he would say, confirm what Ceraxis says, that he owns the Blue Water Inn in the middle of town. He had, or his wife had met the party on their first time into town, and they stayed at the inn a few nights before all hell broke loose.
do you happen to know the Martikovs that own the winery?
That would I'm one of them. My father is the patron of the family and oversees the winery. I hear from Ceraxis that you have met them. You have met them as well. So
Wait, does he know who I am?
no. He doesn't know
Okay.
who you or Iris are, but
Okay.
Ceraxis says that he has friends that have also met his family, so he assumes you're them.
So, Nathan, stop.
Look, I'm in a weird spot with all my stuff. I'm trying my best not to.
It's like an oil drum every time you hit it.
I'll hold it still.
So he assumes that me and Iris are part of Ceraxis's group, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Especially since Ceraxis was frantically waving you down as you were walking down the street.
So, I know that I'm going to lean in. I know that you don't have the best relationship with your father, but I hope that we can at least be friends based on the fact that we've helped your family.
He was beamed into you, also whispering, "I have no reason to not call you a friend. You're not you specifically, but your friends from before. They did a lot to help the city of Valaki, and the city is very grateful in their debt."
I'm going to insight check that. That sounds wrong.
Go for it.
A 10.
Seems like the truth.
I'm willing to trust him if you are, Iris.
We know that he's telling the truth? Or are we just trusting him?
At this point, it's too risky to know if he's telling the truth.
Why is it too risky?
I don't want to risk someone passing into my zone and knowing that I'm casting magic.
Did I miss a sign somewhere that said magic was illegal?
No, but that's going to look suspicious, right? Like, I don't imagine that many people around here use magic.
Stay out of trouble?
Yeah, that too.
Usually telling the truth doesn't get you in trouble.
Yeah.
It's not like we're gonna be like taking his fingers or anything to cast
not
Zone of
yet.
Truth.
But forcing somebody into something doesn't necessarily mean good things.
Mm-hmm. Plus, what business does a simple merchant have knowing a spell as strong as that?
Well, we can argue the semantics later. It's if you don't want to do it, it's fine. If you trust him, then I trust you.
I will take a rain check on that. My trust usually doesn't get us to places that we need to go, but I will take that. And then I will turn back to Ceraxis. Come on, let's get you back to Rajin.
So I guess we're taking
fear
this
strikes
guy
his
to
heart
the
again.
party.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
This is not going to go well, Nathan. I can tell you that.
What do we do that goes well?
Okay, so you all get outside of town again. I moved Ceraxis. You're all in Ceraxis' token. You all get back to the outskirts of town, and you see Ragnar and Oodle sitting on some stumps with Iris and Ismark. Forgot the name. Blanked on the name. Right near them. How close is Rajin to them, or are you not associating with them? You're muted.
He would have just been sitting Not far, like literally 10, 15, 20 feet away. Maybe on a stump, on a fallen down tree, on something. Um, and as he would see the group, the other half of the group approaching, he would stand up, and he would be looking directly straight at Ceraxis, and he's just looking at Ceraxis. It's just
A dagger. Ceraxis, make a perception check.
I don't think I need to make one. I feel like I think I feel it.
Well-
Actually,
Oh, it's like I was gonna
Oh,
be
yeah,
based
no.
on how far away do you
feels this?
how like no, it wasn't. I wasn't doing this like to see how far you have to get, how close you have to get before you realize that he's looking at you. You're probably 200 to 300 feet away still, and you just see him glaring at you.
there's like
Yeah, no, he feels it.
He's been wiping down his, like, using an oiled rag, his greatsword, and he's now currently standing there with it put like in the ground like this, and he's got the whetstone. It's just like like as he's approaching, just nostrils flaring every so often.
Can I like get Ceraxis and push him behind me so that he doesn't have to take all this?
You can try.
I will do that. Still disguised, so this random human guy is just pushing this little lizard behind him.
As you go to do that, Ceraxis would kind of he's accepted his fate. He's convinced Rajin's gonna murder him. So what he would do is he would stop you from putting him behind you, and he would say, he would say, there's no need. There's nothing anyone can do to save me from my my punishment. You have all been great friends for the time that I've known you, and Warden, I feel like you are a fine dragonborn in your own right. Not everyone can be like my master, and not everyone should, I guess. But this is the way that we have always done things, and there's no need to protect me. He kind of walks in front of you, and maybe a little ahead of the party. Ears still kind of droop down, and he's gonna walk right up to Rajin and accept whatever fate Rajin would like to put upon him.
I see him kind of skulk up, not sneaking, but it's that like sort of low to the ground, like ears drooped.
Yeah. When you catch a dog being in trouble.
Yeah, that's it. Like big puppy dog eyes, sort of thing. And I imagine he approaches and stands in front as Raging is continue the with the whetstone down the edge. Does he say anything first?
Ceraxis does not say anything first. No, he would just stand in front of you, and he'd like be looking down at the ground and also your sword, and he'd like poke his eyes up every once in a while and just kind of sit there with his hands folded in front of his chest, or like over by his stomach area.
I think there's literally maybe 5-6 seconds pass, but it feels like an hour to Ceraxis maybe. And
it feels so long.
Raging like I can imagine that Ceraxis is like 5 feet in front of me, something like that. And that first step maybe makes Ceraxis flinch a little bit. He tries not to, but he flinches probably just a little bit as like Rajin takes one step, and then followed by a next step, and then another step. As like Rajin walks past Ceraxis, and as he takes the one step past Ceraxis, he stops and says, "You were sent for one reason by our master, to hold that which is sacred." And he would just walk off towards the rest to listen to the conversation that they were having.
That's that's like the line, "I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed," which is so much worse.
Except Rajin is angry and disappointed.
Orton's just glaring at Rajin.
You don't know who this human is that's staring at
Yeah,
you.
but he's giving you a mean look. He's mean mugging you.
Yeah, like how tall is this?
Oh, that's
human?
not okay.
Not very, just like 5'10".
Okay, so Raging would walk up and look at the dwarves, and then look at this human, mean mugging him, and he would just like blow out his nostrils, flare his nostrils. Is Erwin with us as well?
Yes, Erwin is with them as well.
And he'd look quizzically at the two humans.
When he does that, I'm gonna like do the same thing. I kind of just breathe a little bit of fire out my nose, which looks very strange when you're a human.
Raging would be like, seeing the look that is very familiar to Raging now, because it's what Ordin has been giving Raging all the way through the castle since her half-orc friend died. And he would say, "You have given up on it then. Very well. What is the conclusion of your investigation?" And I'd say that to probably Iris rather than this human.
Is muted. Iris will look down at Ceraxis and say, "It's your show, dearie. You're the one that found him. Go ahead."
No.
and everybody make also make perception checks.
Ah, fuck.
That is a 14.
Ceraxis at disadvantage since you are terrified with fear.
That's a 13.
Okay, well that's a 13.
16 for Ragnar, 7 for Iris. She's too busy trying to encourage Ceraxis to step up.
That's not how this works, bud. Is there anything that comes out of this perception check, or do I just go?
Let's okay, Rajin had a 10. Okay. Orden is the only one. You just hear soft rustles coming from the trees behind you. Or not behind you, but technically in front of you.
Are we out of view of the guards?
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. You're back with you're hundreds of feet away, so you're nowhere near the city.
I will pull out my the sun sword and like take off the hat of disguise and ignite the sun sword. Something's there. And I'll just kind of whisper that to the party.
Tyler?
Iris will quickly pull the blood spear out.
Tyler, are you dead?
No, I'm listening to what the party's gonna do. Do I have to? Like, I'm listening to what the party's gonna do.
What does the rest of the party do?
Kind of just ruin that whole thing, bastard.
Dragon breath.
Fireball. Dragon breath.
I think Rajin is doing that whole the three hunters in Fangorn Forest kind of don't let the wizard speak. Sort of looking side to side with his eyes, ready to act.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just holding at the moment.
You guys are all so weird. It's probably just a rabbit.
I'll
It
use
is
my
a
divine.
forest.
I'll use my divine sense to make sure that there's no undead.
There's no undead, fae, or fiend, or whatever.
What about Celestial, Derek?
No,
Is there...
he's not celestial, so no.
No, but he's got his divine soul. He's got divine blood.
Do I smell her?
Okay, Tyler, do your thing.
All right. You would probably hear her voice. You would hear Soul's voice, but it's very faint. Like you would hear like murmuring. Just very, very subtle, just like whispers under her breath and just rustling behind bushes in whatever direction you want to walk towards, because she's in a fucking bush. But I rolled a perception to see if I've even noticed you guys, and I rolled a 1, so I don't even know you exist right now.
Oodles walks up to the bush. Oh, wait, what do you want to do?
No, you do your thing first. Well, no, it can work in tandem. I will hold up the sun sword and have it project some more light to maybe make it a little bit easier to see.
I have to DM my own entrance. So you guys are gonna see. I sent you a message to say like what to say yet. So what you guys are gonna see when you peer over that little bush, you're gonna see like a little clearing that Soul has made on the ground. There's gonna be like 30 different books opened and torn pages all over the floor, and there's going to be a dying fire, very small campfire in the middle of all the books and pages, and she's going to have written all sorts of almost hieroglyphs on the trees using the hieroglyphics or whatever. Using the burnt twigs from the fire. And she just doesn't even know you guys are coming up behind her. She's just darting from tree to tree, just drawing these things, talking to herself.
Oodles is going to go up behind her and be like, what you doing?
She will absolutely scream beyond all compare. She's just going to absolutely scream, turn around, look at you guys and be like, whew, I thought you guys were okay, so you made it out. Hi, how are you? That's good.
You're right
Where
there.
did you go?
What? Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
We were on the castle, and then Rajin turned us invisible, and then we turned around, and you were gone.
Well, maybe because you were invisible.
You know what? I hadn't considered that.
Yeah, oh my goodness, it was terrible. You should have seen it. I walked away from you guys. I had a good time. Nothing happened to me. It's been great. You left me though. I'm so offended.
Doesn't look like you're having a great time. You look like you're going crazy.
She would bend over to your eye level and kind of like poke the little soot stick on your nose and be like, "No, spells, no," and just kind of like poke you with it as she's saying it.
Looks slightly offended you've just done that to him.
She doesn't care in the slightest. She would like look at the random stranger and be like, "Oh, look, another straggler. Great, more mouths to feed. Oh boy, well, I'm not
But-
feeding this one."
By the way, Tyler, you wouldn't know that who Orden is.
He took off his hat
Oh, you
whenever he
took
pulled
off
out his
that?
sword.
Okay.
Well, that justifies all that. But
Speaking
Yeah.
speaking of the straggler, I believe it's time for Ceraxis to talk and not be interrupted this time.
sure.
Ceraxis says, "No, you guys can go."
You can do it, buddy. I believe in you.
Iris
Throw
is
the
just
thumbs
gonna
at him.
look up at Rajin and just glare at him.
Inter-party
Oh, you're
conflict.
making this so much worse for me.
Ceraxis found someone that
Uh,
says he has some information for the party that might be helpful.
And he would look. Erwin would look up because he hasn't fully recognized everybody yet. Would look over. Orden takes off the hat of disguise, and then he sees Ragnar sitting on, or not sitting. You're probably standing by now. Standing there. Ah, Orden, Ragnar. My. May I introduce myself? I am Erwin Mardakov. You spent some time at my inn a few weeks back. It's good to see you. Good to see that you are all still alive. And then he would count. Where's the? I know where Laurenthar is. He's dead.
Mhm.
And then he would. Where's the half orc that you came in with? What happened to him?
Yeah, Nathan, what happened to him? What happened, Nate?
Ceraxis raises his hand with his head down again. He is also dispatched, you could say. And then he'd like scurry over, like right next to Rajin,
That's
just like connected to his hip.
that's very disheartening to hear.
Mhm.
Oh, well, good news is you're safe. So what brought you to Valaki?
This place has extracted a heavy toll from us. And we heard that one of our saved friends is being held in the town. And we also heard that you just recently gotten justice on, I won't use the word friend, but one that we used to travel with that extracted a heavy toll on your town. We were
Aye.
looking not to lose someone else if possible.
Yes. Yeah, you're talking about Derek. It is. You don't. No need to worry. He is safe. No harm is coming to him. We have decided, or the Baron has decided that he is mostly innocent in the case of the negligent murder of an innocent man, as are you and Orden as well. The the good that you did to the city of Valaki greatly overshadows the acquaintance you had, or I wouldn't, like you said, not necessarily a friendship, but the I don't have a word for it.
Party member.
Neither do we.
You're the party member you had. Yeah, right. You are all still welcome in Valaki. There's Ceraxis here told me that you all felt that you might not be welcome back. I can tell you personally that you are most welcome. None of you will be held accountable for the awful accident that had occurred right before you left town.
I really don't believe you.
Well, it's a good thing we're not asking you.
Don't you believe
Are you gonna ignore the experience I
No,
just had? It was very
I'm gonna
traumatic.
I'm gonna ignore you. That's what I'm gonna ignore.
You're
Now,
all gonna get arrested, and it's gonna be your fault, not mine.
now,
Just saying.
do you know how many times we've walked around this town to do what we've had to do? It'd have been nice to know this, about 10 sessions ago.
Well, well, you
You know what they say about assuming.
I I am sorry, but about your discretions and hardships. But at the time that you left, yes, the guards would have had your head if you stayed. Had your heads if you stayed. But after what was it? The priest's name again?
Father Lucian.
After Father Lucian took over and became the new burgomaster, things changed, and the bounties on your heads were lifted. I'm sorry that there was no way to give you this information.
Can I ask why I got arrested at saying the name Derek then?
What? Uh, where were you, and who arrested you?
Well, I was at the Burgermeister's house, actually, not gonna lie. And I asked if they've seen Derek, but
And what else did you
got
say?
arrested. I just went up to the door, knocked on. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Zone of Truth.
So,
Someone here's lying. It's probably Kai.
Okay, Kai. Oh, if you're wanting to deceive them, Kai, you have to roll a charisma saving throw.
Okay.
But Erwin is he's gonna willingly fail. So you would know this, Gordon.
I got a 12.
Hold on, let me see what my spell save is. Oh no, you failed.
Fuck.
Okay. And Orden would also know this. Kai, you cannot willingly.
Oh, he can't lie at all. Like he can't even tell half truths.
Well, here's the thing.
You can't willingly lie. Oh, I did it by accident.
An affected creature is aware of the spell and can avoid answering questions to which it would normally lie to. Such a creature can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth. So you can't lie, but you can plead the fifth.
I can dodge the question, is what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I walked up to the door, yeah, knocked on. This maid came out, asked me what I want. Then I asked them, like, I'm traveller with a friend called Derek. You seen him? Yeah, I did that. And then as soon as I mentioned Derek, she kind of went away. Got this big burly looking guy. Did I get his name?
No,
No.
but you would have known that. Let me get a picture of him again.
I'll just describe him to the party.
Yes.
Yeah, he looked like that.
He kind of, you would have seen that he has like a demonic right arm, demonic looking right arm. Whoops, I sent that just to Tyler. There you go.
Oh, dang, I haven't seen that picture. That's rad.
Yeah, he had quite a demonic arm, not gonna lie. Bit weird. I tried to get away from him, but then I willingly went with him. He put me in a cell with the past Burgermeister's wife, and I got out. I may have told the guards to fuck off because they were a bit of dick, and then ran straight to you guys. Well, there was also a squirrel. It was a dick though, so we won't mention the squirrel.
I'm gonna turn to Erwin. Tell me right now that the guards are not looking for us, that there's no bounty on our head.
There is no bounty on your head, but I can't say for certain that Isaac will not hurt you because you all had altercations with each other. But
We stopped him from kidnapping a girl. I wouldn't call.
I know, we know what happened. Yeah, but he is still loyal to the Burgomaster since the Burgomaster spared his life.
Does the Burgomaster also like kidnapping girls?
No.
Because his right hand man does. And having dolls made of him.
Do you know where Derek is?
He is
probably
safe.
posing for a doll right now.
Derek is safe and well protected inside at my inn tavern. He has a room upstairs where he has been staying.
I should have got a room.
Ceraxis was right there.
Yeah, and he was like, "Where's Derek?" And he's like, "Let me take you back to your party."
He didn't know Ceraxis.
That's fair.
I know. I'm just saying, like he was that close.
I will just walk whenever someone starts talking about Isaac. I will walk over and give the hat back to Irina just for safekeeping.
So yeah, the people in the town were dicks.
So
maybe you shouldn't.
Not wrong.
He's gonna be very sarcastic. Maybe you shouldn't be sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, there, kid.
So before a fight starts,
put yourself in their shoes.
Before a fight starts out here,
I asked a simple question and they put me in the cell for it. That is some bullshit. You cannot deny that.
But that name is very sensitive in this town right now, and it is tied to a murder. They might not have. They don't know if you were tied to that murder or not, so they were gonna bring you in for questioning.
So they grabbed a child. A child.
Did we already not establish the fact that he likes to kidnap girls? I'm pretty sure that kidnapping a child is not going to bother him either. But let's move on from this fact, because this is getting us nowhere. Do we need to go into the town or Derec at this point? We know that he's safe. Should we go ahead and go on about with our business?
I want to at least make sure he's okay. Like, it's not that I don't trust him I don't trust Erwin or anything, but I just want to see him and talk to him and make sure he's fine and knows where we are.
And that's fine. I know that from what we heard from Marc and Irina that he wasn't exactly in the right mind.
And Ceraxis, you would remember. Actually, he didn't. Erwin didn't tell you anything about Derec, but yes, you would remember that. And Irina would pipe in. Yes, the guards that came to the winery, that were sent by the Baron, said that he's kind of in a state of panic and shock, and won't really acknowledge anybody. To which Erwin would look over, say, "Yes, that is true." Um, he keeps mentioning. Let me get the goddamn. Fucky. He keeps mentioning the name Hearsome over and over again, and how this person that has betrayed him and whatnot. That we've done everything we can. Our best herbalists and psychiatrists, if that's a thing in D&D, have spent hours and hours with him, but he won't snap out of it.
So, do you want to go see him? And Ragnar's just looking at Orden.
I mean, maybe it'd be best. Erwin, would you take good care of him until he can recover?
Of course. He was one of the group that helped restore the bones, to retrieve the bones and restore the glory of Saint Angel to the church. The city is very much grateful for what he helped to do a few weeks ago. We much wish that he comes to his senses and comes back the way he was before.
Does anyone have something I can write with and write on?
Who has the highest intelligence? I know Soul. It's like I know Soul reads a lot, so maybe Soul would
Probably
know. But
Soul.
does anybody else read a lot of like history books and stuff like that?
I mean,
No.
I got a +1 to intelligence, but I don't think Ceraxis like actually read.
No. It'd probably be Iris and Soul make a history check. And Kevin, we can hear your fan.
That's his laptop trying to take off. I think
He's
does it
taking his
never
nephew
get
to
old?
space.
bless you.
Soul got a 19. What does Iris have for history?
Iris. I'm supposed to be doing this. Nope.
Okay. Soul, you would know in all of the books and dark magics that you have been studying throughout your life, you came across the name Hearsome in some books and like in dark magics and tricksters and stuff like that. You would, when Erwin says the name Hearsome, I don't know how to actually pronounce it, but yes, that name, you would know that this entity is the Prince of Fools and is a very chaotically evil being.
Soul would she's been ironically ignoring most of this conversation, just drawing her little marks everywhere and kind of just running in circles. She would have heard the name and she would have stopped. She would have turned and made eye contact. And you would hear her say, "Oh, I know that fellow.
Yeah, Hearsome was an ancient and powerful satyr archfey. So.
Yeah, she would announce, "Oh, I know that fellow. I've read so much about him. He's a dream come true."
Is he a friend of your soul?
I wish. And then Soul would begin to rabble on about all his amazing performances and like the valiant effort he puts at being the most funny actor in the entire world, and that nobody in this terrible realm could ever understand because they are so sad. And he would, or she would, rabble on about his chaotic tendencies and how he's not an onion, and go on and on about not really stating that he's evil, just how he's just that amazing. So instead of using like chaotic evil, she would say like super virtuous or excellent or crafty, and she wouldn't actually state that he was chaotically evil.
Orden's gonna look to Ragnar after hearing some of this. Does that sound familiar?
It sounds like Nathan.
But Nathan was Derek, wasn't he? Or did he lose his memories?
Don't you remember that they would swap places ever so often? One day he would be Derek and not funny at all, and a bit dry and kind of annoying to be around. And then moments later he'd be Nathan. And it'd be quite funny. Still a bit annoying, but it'd be quite funny.
I just remember how strange it was that when we first met Nathan or Derek, that he sounded like us, but then out of nowhere he developed an accent. That seemed kind of strange.
Went around. One of them went around with no shoes. One of them went around hiding the shoes. Sounds pretty chaotic to me.
Soul would be hearing you guys trying to like put two and two together, and she'd be like, "Yeah, that kind of sounds similar." And then she would go back to like drawing on the trees around her and picking up random pages on the ground.
Soul, you know a lot about this character. Do you think maybe you could fix our friend Derek? You know some healing magic.
She would draw a massive X on a tree and be like, "Probably not. But yeah, probably not."
Maybe between me and Iris, maybe we could figure something out.
Or Deary.
So would she would go on and say, "Well, from what I remember, if you whoever this lad we're looking for is, if he had dealings with him, he's got no soul, I bet, and it's absolutely not worth it at this point. So, yeah, he's pretty much about as useful as someone who can't keep track of a dagger."
Can I just kind of smack her like on the side, not trying to hurt her, but like not the time.
And Ragnar just starts laughing. Like
Ceraxis immediately starts sobbing.
He starts sobbing. Is that what he said?
No, he doesn't start sobbing, but like you can tell like that hit him hard.
And Ragnar's laughing, but not.
That hit him hard.
Ragnar's laughing and looking at Orden like he's talking about when you lost your sword, not realizing at all that Soul was not here for that. Orden dearie, don't. Who is your the goddess you follow?
Sheila Pereral.
Orden dearie, What if Sheila just took her blessing from you? How would that make you feel? If she just disappeared one day?
I mean, it'd feel awful.
I think that's what Derek might be going through.
So
I think it might be something that we can't help him with. I think it's more of that void and that power he had has been taken from him.
no, you're right.
I'm not saying that he didn't lose something to this person, but I think it's more than just that. I'm not sure that what we can do can help him. At least not in this place.
You know what could help him? If we kill Strahd and all get to go home. I'm sure that'd help.
How would that help him? That help you?
No, we all get to go home, including him.
Speaking of that, Soul, have you a pen and paper? Like me brother asked.
She would look at you, frustrated, and then like kind of spread her arms out all over the ground that there's paper fucking everywhere right now. Be like, there.
So Ragnar's not going to be a dick and go grab one of the papers that's written on. He's going to try to find one that's not written on, and some kind of loose piece of charcoal or something like that, some kind of writing utensil, and he's going to scrawl a little letter / note for Derek and give it to Erwin to deliver to him, just to let him know basically that his friends. He's probably not going to go into detail of what happened, but let him know that some of his friends are okay. Let him know that they've checked in on him, hope that he gets better, and they're going to finish what they started.
He sends him a get well soon card.
Yeah.
Erwin would take it, wouldn't even look at it. Well, what would you say you say it's to Derek, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He wouldn't even look at it. He would just nod his head. This will be the first thing I do when I return to the inn. I'll stop by his room and hand him this and let you know that you all were here to check on him. And he'd put it in his pocket.
Just don't mention to him who we've lost. Don't put that extra on him. Kind of left that out of there.
Lying's not nice.
Can I give him?
But sometimes
I'm sure he'd be happy about Lornthar.
But sometimes he probably knows about that being in the town.
Well, you don't know how out of it he is, but yeah.
He'll find out eventually. Just it's probably not the right time at the moment. And I say that now we prepare to do what we came here to do.
Can I
or
also
at least takes our next steps towards that.
Can I give Erwin 2 pieces of gold? And I'll just whisper, can you get him something nice?
Like a nice blouse?
He'd probably like that. Some wine, some good food, something to take his mind off of everything. Maybe don't go buy him an Irina doll. That probably wouldn't help right now.
He's living at the inn and tavern.
I want to make sure he gets something good.
I'm pretty sure they're feeding him already.
I know, but I want to make sure he gets something real good. Also, did you include in that note that Irina has a boyfriend?
No.
Yeah, he doesn't eat that.
We're not hurting him. This note is not necessarily sweet coming from Ragnar, but he was very careful not to add a bunch of crap to make Derek's condition worse.
Who's Irina's boyfriend?
The guy.
Everybody in this module.
Sure.
It's Isaac.
Plot twist. So, do you guys want to go ahead and take our break now? It's like 10 minutes early, but since we're fixing to do kind of a transition to something new, I assume, go ahead and take our break here.
Sounds good to me.
All right. We're going to be back in about 10 minutes, everybody, and we're going to figure out what we're going to do from here and get into some more Curse of Strahd trouble. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Send it.
We're back. What's going on, everybody?
Fucker.
Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into now. So what are we doing?
Well, Erwin is still there with you. He's
Oh, he can
taking,
leave.
it's like he's taking the letter and everything. It's like I'll give Derek your you let him know that you're here and or checked in on him. Is there any other requests that you have of us?
I don't think so.
Do you have any studded leather?
He's an innkeeper. He doesn't use the outside of the cows, he uses the inside.
Figured I'd ask. Assuming.
He's like he look at you, down at you. There are some shops that have studded leather, but I'm not sure if any of them would fit you. They're all probably 3 to 5 sizes too big.
They're a human size small.
Ceraxis is like a
No,
children's
not.
large.
Oh no, that was me being a smartass when you
Maybe.
said like it was 3 times bigger, like, and that was the size of them. I was calling him a midget.
Yeah,
Oh my
custom
bad.
clothing.
Height challenged or whatever.
Quite
Whatever.
annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can skin a wolf and make you some leather.
Hey, you can go try to talk to that squirrel again. That'll probably cover his whole arm.
Just wear woodland creatures.
And at this time, Erwin would take his leave. He would bow and start walking back to town.
Sol and Rajin, you weren't here for this, but I think it'd be smart to take Irina and Ismark up to Manrekton. I don't think they'll be safe with the Mardikovs anymore.
Finding a safe place will be important. If there is such, we should go there.
Politely yells ditto.
I don't think we know for sure that it's safe, but it's worth a try. At least Rictavio knows a bit about what's going on here instead of just scraping by and doing every little thing that Strahd tells him to do. At the very least, maybe he can get her out of there if something happens.
They were working on a wagon that hopefully won't blow up.
Well, the person that... Never mind.
That person is hanging right now.
So, I guess away we go on getting them there, and then we can find out what we're doing from there. Or we can find out on the walk there.
That sounds like a good idea. Ismark, Irina, are you ready to go?
They would both nod their heads and say yes. Wherever you feel is the safest, we will go.
What do you suggest is our best course of action once we have deposited these two?
Making a bank deposit now? Jesus.
Ismark didn't seem to think that Strahd would come after the village of Barovia or Valaki. So maybe just staying alive, getting stronger. We can't. I imagine if we go face him now, we won't have much success. We could try.
You'd probably see Rajin's like bristle a little bit. You wish to delay. Very well. Do we go after their brother or the dragon's house? Discover its secrets.
Van Richten was pretty clear that we shouldn't go to the Amber Temple unless we were 100% sure that we could take what's coming. Maybe we'll find something that'll be useful to help us in the dragon's house.
The two of you have been wanting to go there for a while now. We could head that direction and see what we can do. But I've got a feeling that somebody might disappear on us while we're there. But we can get done what we can.
The shade has been thrown.
It is not my fault I got teleported to another world.
I know you can only last so long before you've got to take a rest. I understand.
It's a good thing someone is always there to take good care of you. And I'll kind of smile over at Ceraxis.
Oh. And who is that?
Maybe the guy who does every single thing, no matter how awful you are to him.
I've barely spoken to Ragnar.
You know, for as much as Ceraxis does for you, you could be a little nicer, is all I'm saying.
Ragnar looks over to Soul and is like, we might see a dragon fight before we even get to the House of the Dragon.
Soul is, she'll like look at you, and then she's gonna look at everybody else, and then she's gonna look back at you and wink. Nothing else.
Kind of miss the comedian. At least he laughed.
Soul would reply, never met him, but I'm pretty sure I did in the books.
Ragnar's just gonna look at everybody else really quickly and then wink at you, like the whole exaggerated, like, you know, the little kid thing that they have to do to.
Perfect.
And then continue marching on to the tower.
Have I told you all the story of the Sky God? The God of storms, raging Sora.
I'm just gonna look at Ceraxis like, is he just gonna tell us his backstory?
Soul would look at you so confused. You would see her physically, like, you would see her face straining to try to see if she could recall this in a book.
Hold on, I need to do a perception check.
She would nudge Ragnar, be like, she would like whisper to you and be like, if I remember, I'll let you know.
He is an ancient bronze dragon. For all of his life, he has rooted out tyrants. He has helped sailors of the coast. He is a paragon of protection and justice. He was betrayed by a clan that was not my own. All that remains of him is this, and he'll like wrench out the dagger. This is all that remains of him. And if he is to be restored, so he may continue to guard and protect. And he'll sheathe it again. Then that honor is greater than all. And he will give that side-eye look down at Ceraxis and continue to walk on.
Kevin, pick odds or evens real quick.
Odds.
Too bad. Soul would ask you and be like, she would ask and be like, so that's not your mobile home?
It is not.
It's his mobile home.
He'll kind of, he hesitates and he's pondering something.
Find me a book.
Tyler, odds or evens?
Oh shit. You know what? I'm doubling down. Odds.
Oh,
Another 4. Hell yeah.
Before he died, a spell was cast, ancient and draconic. All you need to know is that I was entrusted, and any others of his service, in protecting this. And again, he'll give that sort of slow side-eyed glance at Ceraxis.
So Soul is gonna like be scratching her head, like vigorously scratching her head because she just can't recall. And she's gonna be like, so you're like his #1 fan? Is that what you're saying? And then the little one's #2?
He pauses and thinks over the analogy. Yes. Well, I was his #1. Yes.
Oh. Soul would
The
like
little lizard looks
throw
more
her.
like a #1 fan.
She's gonna throw her finger up in the air and be like, and now the story begins.
And he starts undoing his armor to show his t-shirt.
It's one of those like printed picture T-shirts of like you sitting on his lap. You have like a little egg of Ceraxis in your hand.
It's like when you go to get a picture with Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He rolls up his sleeves and he's got like the Raging Sora tattooed on his arm.
It's not a real tattoo though. It's those little paper tattoos that you just put water on. It's like slightly starting to fade.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a chance to be a selfie, it would be like this giant, ancient bronze dragon on his treasure hoard, and him and Raging Sora at the time, like just like polishing the plate or something, and him like just sneaking a quick selfie.
Kevin, don't tempt me. I'll try it.
Oh man, yes.
Like raging with like a mop bucket. With this giant bronze dragon, he's like
He's got that expression on his face, like this is the best day of his entire life, and like his life has officially peaked.
Yeah, yeah. As he's like mopping up like a giant turd or something.
He steals like one of his toenail clippings. Like, I'll never let this go.
This tower sure is a long ways away.
I'm just letting y'all do your thing.
Derek, you interrupt us so much, and you can't interrupt for that.
Nope. So
you don't want to interrupt when they're going nuts.
You travel for about 2 to 3 hours over to Van Richten's tower, and you all, oops, I haven't brought you in yet. All come to the base of the tower. Ceraxis, oops, Ragnar, Soul, Rajin, Orden, and Uduz, and Iris. Okay. And you all come to the base of the tower here. You do not see Van Richten or Esmeralda at the base of the tower. Yeah. But the wagon's built.
Is it built as a black hole?
That's the wagon. Follow me. You fucking cunt. There you go. There's the
Oh,
wagon.
it's still got some of my squares.
Iris and Ragnar are both just looking at Orden, as this was his idea.
I will lead Irina and Ismark inside. You guys can stay here if you want. We won't take too long.
Okay. You get inside, and you see the 4 stone clay golems, wherever they were, standing there with the platform that is raised all the way to the top.
How do we get them down again?
Are you asking Ismark and Irina?
No, you, Derek.
Does Orden remember?
I'm sure he does. We've been here like not even that long ago. We came here right before we went to Castle Ravenloft.
Yeah, but you've never been on the thing, really, have you?
Yeah.
I think you really just command them to bring it down, to bring the platform down.
Okay. I'll say down.
And the platform is slow. It takes like a minute or two to get all the way down because it's a slow moving platform, and it would get to the bottom. And
I'll let them get on first, and then get on after them.
Okay.
And then up these.
And it slowly rises, and you go all the way up. And Van Richten would be sitting at the desk here. Would see your head pop up with, and then shortly after Irina and Ismark's. Oh, what a pleasant surprise, young Warden. How are you doing? Where's is the rest of your party still down at the bottom?
They are. You'll be pleasantly surprised to know that we went to Castle Ravenloft and survived.
You did what?
We told him, remember?
yeah, I remember. Oh, that is, all of you survived?
Well, we couldn't save our friend Korast, but everyone else survived. We found someone. I wouldn't say we made a friend. We found someone. And he turns into a goose. I don't know if he's going to be helpful when it comes to taking down Strahd. But
geese aren't... Strahd isn't afraid of geese. It just snapped their neck.
No one's afraid of geese except for our friend Ceraxis. But anyway, there was this big crystal that looked like his heart, and we exploded it. And that seemed to really make him upset, to the point where he finally came after us. And we managed to get away. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not why we're here today. And I'll step aside. Um, this is Irina and her brother Ismark. Um, there was, I don't know how much you know about Strahd's backstory, but there was this woman that he was in love with, and Irina looks exactly like her, and so he's been coming after her for quite some time.
Ah, yes, his beloved Kolyana.
We've tried to keep her safe and done a good job so far, but with the recent developments, I don't know if where we were keeping her was exactly as safe as it could be.
You are very right. There's definitely nowhere in this atrocity of a country that can be deemed as safe. Are you wanting? Are you gonna be leaving them here with us? What did something happen where they were before, or
Nothing happened. It's just that we're worried. We were keeping them with the Mardikovs at the Wizard of Wines, but I don't want their entire family, anything bad to happen to them if Strahd were to come after them. And you and Miss Esmeralda, you seem pretty well equipped to handle him if he came this way.
oh, equipped? Not. It'd be optimistic to say that we'd be equipped, but we may be able to hold our own until we find a way to escape. We will do our best and do everything we can to keep young Irina here safe and out of Strahd's reaches.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. You've done a good job keeping a low profile so far. That's kind of another reason we thought bringing her here would be helpful.
Bless you.
And he sneezes.
Cammy's not here to do it, so Derek is.
He sneezes right in your face.
It's always got to be somebody.
And snot is now all over your face.
I'm not going to say anything rude because we were depending on him.
But yeah, go ahead.
If anything happens, is there any way you could get in touch with us? Do you know, like, message or skywrite or anything like that?
I'll just go, hey yo. He would respond with, I am not a magic user of sorts. The only way to communicate is face to face. I can send a bird, carrier pigeon,
carrier raven,
or a goose.
Well,
since you like geese.
If anything happens, we're going to be at the House of the Dragon, in case you need to head that way.
Argynvostholt. What business do you have there?
Our other Dragonborn party member, he stops himself before he says friend. He has some business there. I thought maybe the rest of the party seems to think also that maybe we could find something to help defeat Strahd there.
The best of luck, he says. And Esmeralda would get up from her seat on the bed, come over, and acknowledge you and bow, and says, "Best of luck. Whenever the time comes that you go back to Castle Ravenloft, I do hope that Master will grant me permission to accompany you and aid you where I can. It would be a pleasure to get my revenge and show Strahd what the Barovians can do."
Absolutely. And I will go over and hug Ismark and Irina goodbye before heading back downstairs. It's so hard to move down this map, Derek.
Yay!
Oh my gosh!
What?
Get down here.
Okay, that's better,
Get
Tyler.
down.
What?
God, I've been waiting for this. You moved the people.
Oh wait, there's a shitload of text. Holy
This is what I expected, Tyler. It's much better.
Oh God.
No, while y'all were RPing, he posted a message in Roll20 that said scroll back down. So I scrolled back down, and it said something like, "Hi, Derek, thanks for coming down here," or something like that. And I was expecting way better than that.
I saw you talking about that. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah, I was just down there. I was like, wait a minute, you guys are up there RPing. Perfect opportunity because this map is so weirdly shaped.
I hate time. I'm seriously gonna.
Oh, I saw it all go down too. It was beautiful.
Say,
What?
does this say best boy?
I'm trying to make it bigger because I can't read it.
I think it says best boy.
Here, I'll make it bigger. Here you go.
Don't stop it, Tyler.
No, it does say best boy. It does. I put it next to Ceraxis to try to boost his little ego.
Hold on, I'll boost his ego. Look, I'm gonna draw Ceraxis. Oh.
You're down at the bottom. You want to?
Okay.
Or do you want to let us go watch Batman Ninja?
Okay. I will tell you guys. I imagine on the way to Argynvostholt about how Esmeralda wants to help us fight Strahd.
Let me get back to the map because you're going to Argynvostholt.
Did you say she wishes to help?
If Benrick's in a letter, that's another ally for us.
Indeed.
Do you think we're going to find anything useful at this House of the Dragon?
I do not know. It was only mentioned by my master.
Just so you know, it's probably getting to be close to evening at this point since you've been traveling all day and in Valaki. So if you keep going at this point, it'll be nighttime before you get there.
Do we want to keep going and rest somewhere near there, or do we want to go ahead and kill the day and rest?
I just noticed something.
Yeah.
So back in like episode, I don't know, like 10, I drew a little fish inside the big lake, and
Yeah,
it's gone.
I deleted everything on this map on accident.
Yeah,
I
Derek
don't know
deleted
how
it
to
last session.
like if you recall, there was a
Not
red,
everything.
there was a red line going throughout all the roads.
Yeah.
I don't know how to bring that back.
So depending on how much you deleted, I
Yeah,
had
Derek didn't
probably
delete
put
everything,
about
though.
I probably put about 200 hidden messages on this map.
They're not all gone.
Well, Derek,
Yeah.
happy hunting.
No, they're not all gone.
Nope, Derek, happy hunting. And
I put one on Krask.
I noticed
You're
that, and I've
deleting
been
all the
finding
names
them
of the
here and
map.
there.
Oh, now I want to. Can we just
spend like a good 40 minutes finding. He's just mass deleting everything right now. Good. I love a clean canvas. To
Where
work
did he? God, we're broken.
how
It
long
would be best to rest here. You will not wish to rest on the road.
So we rest here.
Are we good to rest here, Derek?
I say so.
Good enough.
Yep, all of the spell slots you used in Valaki are returned to you.
That means Oodles can wild shape again.
No, Oodles can use Speak with Animal again for no reason. Okay, it is now dawn, and you can set out on your journey.
So on the map, where is this? Where's Arkansas?
It is this one right here. It's not too far away.
Where we at? Over here?
Right here. Over on your token.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
So it
Awesome.
takes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It takes about 3.25 hours to get there. Even though I rolled for a random encounter, none of the random encounters are fun anymore. So, yeah,
Strahd's just given up.
You get to Argynvostholt.
Bless you.
Thank you. Okay. Bring you to Argynvostholt. Ground.
Somebody doesn't believe that Tyler drew a fish.
Well, somebody should go
Oh,
watch
for
your
sure.
old content, then go look.
Where is... Oh, it's all black.
There's a fish in the bottom left of the map, Derek. You have to go delete it. I just put another one.
I hate you with all of your goddamn life.
As soon as he changes the map.
That's a power move.
They can just copy and paste.
I hate all of you. Would you stop drawing? I will leave and never return. And you will once again have a campaign that never finished.
We're just getting back to normal. That's what we usually do. Jesus Christ, this is another ginormous map.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Oops. Iris. Okay. Let me read. Would you stop it? If you don't stop, I'm going to fucking kill all of you and quit.
What is
What did I
happening?
do?
Typing. I saw 3 boos on the screen.
There's a ghost.
Ooh.
You obviously don't want to play D&D.
Yeah, I wouldn't go.
High above the river valley, just a quiet promontory of promontory upon which looms a sepulchral mansion. God, I can't pronounce things. Its turrets capped with fairy tale cones, its towers lined with sculpted battlements. A third of the structure has collapsed, as has part of the roof, but the rest appears intact. A dark octagonal tower rises above the surrounding architecture. Out of the fog comes a distant peal of thunder, quickly accompanied by the howling of wolves in the woods below. But the house stands silent, seeming like the fossilized remains of some long dead thing smote upon the mountainside. Do I have a picture of the tower itself? No, I don't. Okay. Oh well. you climb up the little peak that this castle was built upon, and then right here in the middle, in the little courtyard area out front, you see a statue. That's perfect. Perched atop a 10-foot wide, 10-foot high cube of granite is a moss-covered statue of a dragon. Its wings tucked close to its body. The statue looks east towards the mansion. And I do have a picture of the statue. And Nathan, you can show the stream if you'd like.
Oh, can I?
Where is it, Derek?
I posted it in Discord. And on this, it's right here in the middle.
I mean, yeah. I just meant like the picture you were showing.
Yeah, I posted it in the Discord.
Could you not have put it in our journals?
Shut up. I don't remember how to do that shit.
Of course you do. You've done it before.
Yeah, like months ago.
I did it
I
with
think
the
the
organ.
last thing you put in our journal was,
And the mongrel folk.
yeah, the
See,
mongrel folk.
I'll just have to tell him that my Discord isn't working and he'll put it in there. But it's up on the stream.
Yeah, he's got it.
Hmm.
Okay.
It's interesting that the dragon's facing castle instead of outwards towards it.
Mm-hmm. It's like the fog makes it hard to see the dragon's features from a distance, but close inspection reveals that it's a silver dragon of noble bearing. Its spiny frill cracked and broken in many places. The statue is 10 foot tall, but looks much more imposing perched on the granite block.
Orden's trying to keep it inside, but you can tell that he's just giddy to see a dragon, and he's just looking all over it.
If Ceraxis wasn't still moping that he did a bad thing earlier, then he would also.
Derek, can I tell what dragon type it is?
I described it as a silver dragon of noble
okay.
bearing.
Silver.
Yeah. He would move up alongside Orden and say, "Do you know what color this is?"
He just kind of looks at you. It's gray. Like, it's obviously gray.
Yes. Not all
It's
dragons
granite
look.
colored.
Yeah, it appears to be rock colored.
Not all dragons share the same features. Their wings, their horns. They are all different. And he would point out sort of the characteristics that make this a silver dragon, and point out how you can tell like the difference between a black dragon and other dragons because of the forward facing horns, or how gold dragons, their wing membrane kind of attaches all the way down their body to their tail, and he'll tell them about that, and he'll say how that's how you can tell that this was a silver dragon.
Is that why you and I look so different?
It is. Silver dragons are noble indeed, but they believe in just causes. They believe in the best of people. They are champions, willing to help any who seek need.
despite everything that's been going on between you two, Orden does smile at that and say, I can relate to that. And he's gonna just examine the statue, see if he can tell how old it is.
Can
Make
I?
Go ahead.
Can I make a history check to try to determine like its origins and see if it's like handcrafted or divine crafted or anything like that?
Both of you make history checks.
Don't you get don't you get something about that?
It's made of stone, right?
Yes.
I do. Great. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh dang.
Where's my history? So that's a 9,
No.
10, 11, it's a 13.
Oh, okay.
The Dragonborn
Nathan,
knows more about stone than I do.
Yeah, you don't know you can't really tell much about this. What did you ask to know, Ray?
Oh, I was just nothing in particular, which sucks that I got a 20. I just wanted to see like if I could tell anything about this from a very basic glance.
Didn't you say like how old it was?
Yeah, I'll do how old it was.
It's centuries old. Like it's been here probably as long as the castle itself has.
I think I'm gonna head towards the castle then.
But as you walk towards the castle, Nathan will have to zoom out from his standpoint. You would see like the southernmost tower here is mostly collapsed, and that part of the castle tower has been destroyed. And Kevin is loud. Okay. What do you do?
I'll hang back and let Ceraxis and Rajin go first, since they're more dragonkin than I am.
Ceraxis. Where the hell did Oodles go?
Since they're more dragony. He's in front of them.
Oh, he's over there. He's
From the
under.
statue.
He's under the. I see him there. He's
under the token.
He's under the Q1 declaring where the statue is. Okay. So who's going to approach? Are you approaching the front door or what?
Yeah, Rajin is going to approach the front door.
Okay. Flagstone steps, flanked by stone railings, climb to a landing in front of a pair of tall wooden doors with rusted iron bands and knockers shaped like small dragons.
Knockers.
Check out those knockers.
Carved into the lintel above the entrance is the word Argynvostholt. And as soon as all of you step onto the landing here, you all notice from behind you the dragon statue starts creaking and moving. And almost instantaneously, the dragon statue opens its mouth and exhales a 60-foot cone of cold air in your direction.
Oh, goody good.
This air is it's cold, but it's harmless to you. And then it closes its mouth and it goes still again. You can assume that this in the past was a trap for a castle's trap, and that once was dragon's breath as cold and freezing as an adult dragon's breath would be.
That was close.
And that's why it was pointed. That's why it was pointed towards the castle.
You must be careful of any more traps.
You know, something was off about that.
Should we really be going through the front door then?
Could have just been a direction to the entrance.
Ceraxis, you know more about traps. Maybe you should scout up ahead.
Well, you seem to find them more often.
And Ceraxis would look to Rajin for confirmation.
Raging is not paying attention to you looking at him.
Ceraxis would say to Rajin, well, if we aren't coming here with ill intent, would it not be proper to go through the front door? Maybe not?
Was that to Raging?
Yes.
He would look around the others to see what they think.
Are we planning on just seeing what happens, or are we planning on making this a smash and grab? Because that's the first thing we need to decide. You shut up. You're like 500 feet away, way over here in the corner.
Well, what are we smashing and grabbing?
Well, I figured you two might want to smash the dragon, and we'll grab whatever's here to help us with Strahd.
It is not guaranteed that there is a dragon.
Then let's go through the front door.
Ceraxis knocks.
You knock on the door. Boom, boom, boom. You wait probably 30 to 40 seconds. You hear nothing. There's no response coming from inside the castle.
Is the door unlocked?
Ragnar's gonna grab your hand before you check. Make sure it's not trapped first, before you go trying to open it.
That's
just
fair. Hey,
just
Derek,
because
I'd like to check for some traps.
Just because we're friendly doesn't mean that whatever's in there isn't.
Go ahead and make a perception check for traps. Or investigation, whichever it is for traps. Can't remember.
No.
Either way. You don't find any.
Looks good to me. I creak it open.
And you push it open and the double doors start opening as it is unlocked. And you come to the grand foyer.
And I would tell the party, I can go ahead and I'll give you a shout if it's all clear.
This room feels like a king's tomb. A grand staircase leads up to stone balconies held aloft by stone pillars and arches. A tall, faded tapestry depicting a nobleman in silver armor hangs from an iron rod above the staircase landing. 6 sets of double doors lead from this foyer. Along the walls, displaying on marble pedestals, are 3 alabaster busts of handsome men. A 4th bust and its pedestal have been knocked over, and their shattered remains lie strewn across the mosaic floor. 2 chandeliers of wrought iron hang from the ceiling like monstrous black spiders. And yes, that's the broken one.
Ceraxis would go over here to where he would sneak over here to kind of inspect this statue.
As you start moving through this grand foyer, A great shadow with wings moves across the walls and disappears. You hear the soft, bestial hiss in the darkness.
Ceraxis would call out, "Hello, is there anyone here?"
Hello.
Is there anybody out there?
It's me.
Yeah, you don't get a response. It's dead silence.
I will go in and light up my sword.
He would call out again. Yeah, he would call out again and say, "We come in peace. We simply, well, we're looking for possibly whoever is inhabiting this castle. We'd like to talk. Anyone?"
Still,
And then he'd look back at the party and kind of shrug his shoulders.
is Soul still
But
staying
yeah, he'd
outside?
like to check out this the statue.
Is Soul still
What the
staying
fuck's
outside?
that?
I think that's a no.
Tyler?
He moved his token, or somebody did.
He died. He's still muted.
He's pinging that he moved his token, I think.
Yeah, I see that.
But
okay.
Ragnar's gonna come
Yeah.
to this door and listen.
Yeah, five of the doors are closed, but the one door, double door in the north, is cracked open. Not fully open, but just a little bit. Okay, and you're listening to that one. Make a perception check.
Roll 20 hates me.
You don't hear anything.
You don't know what my
Same.
score is yet. It's a 17.
Well, so that's better. Evens or odds?
Odds.
Oops.
So that's ended so well for us.
Oh, that's such a low roll anyway. You hear light footsteps coming from the other side of that door, like a lot of footsteps.
Ragnar's going to, like, wave his hands at everybody and just make a motion of, like, 2 fingers and point at the door.
I'll throw up a peace sign back at him.
He'll just shake his head and, like,
The
point his
Ceraxis
fingers up
would-
and moving them and moving his hand along, and then flip his hand over and move his hand along the other way.
So at first he's like, "Oh, rabbits?" And then he's like, "Oh, I gotcha."
This is the duck room.
I will bring my
Ceraxis
sword.
would draw his bow.
Yeah, I'm coming over here with my sword drawn.
Do they sound like they're getting closer to the door, or can I tell?
You kind of hear them going in all different directions. Like there's no order to them. They're just like little scurrying little footsteps.
Like pitter patter,
that sounds
or
like critters.
like sounds like actual people or humanoid type things walking.
It's not humanoid. It's not bipedal.
Okay, that's even more concerning. He's just gonna kind of look to everybody with a quizzical look on his face, and kind of like glance at the door, and then glance like over this way towards this other door. Specifically not asking if we should go through this door or not.
Rajin will kind of nod and move over towards the door as well.
And since you're at, you want, I assume, also wanting to make a perception check.
If I can, please.
Yep. You hear the same amount of footsteps and little tapping on the floor of of and probably at least 40 to 50 footsteps, like just little pitter patters all around.
Okay.
Derek, can I see up these stairs?
It's a staircase. You'd have to climb up the stairs to, like, they're like one of the
Gotcha.
in a mansion. How giant the stairs are.
Mm-hmm.
Um, does does Rajin appear to like want to open the doors or anything, or is he just kind of like, what's his reaction to hearing that?
I guess he would look at you. Well, look at Ragnar, and nod, and tap his ear, and do this.
I can't see you because I only have one monitor. Do what?
Does this?
Okay.
Yeah.
If he doesn't,
symbolize something with lots of legs moving.
if he doesn't appear that he wants to open the door right away, Ragnar will probably try to slip over to the other side and listen at these doors.
Those ones you don't hear anything from.
I would like signal to the party and point at my ear and kind of like showing that I don't hear anything from here. Since we all of a sudden know thieves can't.
Well, it's not too hard to know, like, that.
Bunny ears and peace signs.
Yeah, exactly. I will come up next to him,
Years of peace.
sword, and kind of indicate that I'm ready to go in if he is.
I want to check this door and see if there's any traps on it.
Make an investigation check.
Roll 20
You don't-
hates me.
Don't find anything.
Derek, that's not my whole roll.
That's not good enough, brother.
I have a 7.
That's not good enough, brother.
I'll check the door and see if it's locked.
It is not locked.
I will open said door.
So door there. Okay. Okay. This wood paneled den has been ransacked, its furnishings tossed about. A cold, dark hearth dominates the west wall between two narrow windows. Standing upright against the north wall is a sarcophagus made of black wood with a queen's effigy carved into its lid. Right here.
I'm just gonna look at Orden like kind of like confused, kind of also kind of wide-eyed, looking back at the sarcophagus.
I will go ahead and use my divine sense to see if I can smell anything undead in here.
Nope.
Is it made of stone?
No, it was a dark wood, I think. Black wood.
Is there anything that's been consecrated or desecrated around here?
This den has been ransacked. Like the
No, that's a thing that's part of my divine sense.
Oh, like anti-religion?
Yeah, basically. Like, did someone bless or curse this area? Okay.
No, not that you can tell. Just destroyed.
Okay.
I guess I'll examine the sarcophagus and see if there's see if I recognize anything on it. If anything rings a bell.
There's just the a queen's effigy carved into the lid.
Can I open it?
Sure.
Sure, go ahead and disturb the grave. Ragnar will step
Inside
back.
this-
Oh no, that's true. That's true. I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
walk away.
Ragnar
Because-
will say, "Should we open it or leave it alone?"
Well, as a paladin, I don't think I'm supposed to open it. You guys aren't paladins, so you can do what you want.
But you sound like you want to open it.
I'm a little curious, but I don't think that I'm supposed to.
Ragnar will.
Where'd Rajin go?
Ragnar will open it.
Oh, I see you now. Never mind. Okay, you open it. This sarcophagus is pretty much empty. It has been converted into a wine cabinet. Now there are only shattered wine glasses and decanters to be found on the shelves. The rest of the den is all the rest of the furnishings include rotted divans, broken chairs, overturned ottomans, and smashed oil lamps.
Well, that was useless. And I'll go check this door. See if I hear anything.
You do not hear anything, and since Kai is dead now,
His internet went out.
yeah, I know.
I will check it for traps.
Roll investigation. You find nothing.
I'm going back to regular dice. When I use Roll20 when Kevin's not here, I get good rolls. When Kevin's here, Roll20 hates me.
It's all Kevin's fault.
Stop blaming Roll20.
I'm
Stop
blaming
blaming
you,
him.
Kevin.
The number of games I've played in with you, Nathan, and you roll your practical dice, and they are trash.
Yeah, I can blame myself for that.
That's what you say every time. And
Yeah.
then you do bad and you're like, oh, I'm so mad. And then you don't blame yourself.
I still blame myself. I have the bad luck of the Irish.
Not vocally, you don't.
Oh yeah. Yes, I do.
It's all internalized.
I will open that door.
Okay. As you go to open that door, you creak it open a little bit, and the fireplace just comes to life.
This one?
Oh,
Yes.
Oh joy.
It's a good thing that all of us have fire resistance.
As the living a fire erupts in the dead hearth and assumes a draconic form. It hisses, crackles, and unfurls its smoky wings. Everybody roll initiative.
I don't wanna.
We almost made it a session without any combat.
Come on, real dice. Ah. Okay. That's 21 for Ragnar. You piece of junk. And a 5 for Iris.
I got a 7. What'd you get, Ray?
Oh, I got a 4.
And then Ceraxis got a 12, which you already got in there, I think. He did. He rolled initiative, but it didn't put him on the sheet. Yeah, that's weird.
And Oodles fell asleep.
Oodles is passed out on the floor.
He found some mud somewhere.
All right. First up to go is Ragnar. You can't tell if this is a hostile being or not as of yet, as it has only just sprouted to life. It has his statue though.
Well, that could just be a warning.
Ragnar will move here and hold his action. If it does show to be hostile, then he'll attack.
Okay. Next up is then Ceraxis.
Do I know anything about this?
Nobody is called out or anything yet, so not yet.
Well,
You
Ceraxis
probably-
is curious about
like,
this door.
If you were to, do you look back at that direction at all, or do you fully interested in the door you're at?
Yeah, I'm real curious about this creaked open door.
Okay.
That's where his mind is.
Are you peering in it then?
Yeah, I'd like to look through it,
Okay.
get some more vision.
And there's another little door there. Okay, 12. A 20-foot long table with sculpted dragons for legs stands in the center of this hall. The chairs that surround the table have backs carved to resemble folded dragon wings, and several of the chairs have been overturned or smashed to pieces. Suspended above the table is a crystal chandelier that glows with soft white light. Standing in windowed alcoves are two life-size statues depicting knights with dragon-winged helmets and shields. Rainwater trickles through cracks in the ceiling, flowing down the western wall and adding to a large puddle on the floor. 5 sets of wooden doors lead to this hall. The doors in the northeast, which you came from, hang open. A pair of leaded glass doors, their panes cracked and broken, stand open between panels of stained glass set into the east wall. These panels depict silver dragons in flight. Beyond the glass doors lies a dark, misty room that appears to be a chapel.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so if Ceraxis doesn't notice what's going on over here, he would look at that and then call to Rajin quietly. But in turning around, would I see like an eruption of flame burst out of that door or something?
You would start to see the red burning of a light coming from that room.
Gotcha. Then yeah, I'd probably scurry on over. What's it say? 25, 30. Yeah, so he'd start moving towards that door, and he would try to get Rajin's attention and kind of let him know that I looked into that room.
Next up is this fire. The fiery dragon hisses as it addresses the people that are in the room. My knights have fallen into darkness. Save them if you can. Show them the light they have lost. With that, the fire burns out and it disappears. And the light just diminishes.
Well, that was odd.
I guess maybe there was a reason we needed to come here after all. Do you think these knights could help us?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure nothing's gonna happen. We're not gonna have to fight them or anything like that.
No, we just need to show them the light. Maybe literally, and he holds up the sword again.
Hopefully it'll be that easy, but I doubt it. But keep that optimism up. And Ragnar will give you a smile and then walk over to this door again.
And then I'm going to give, before you go back to that door, I'm going to give Rajin and Soul a chance to do anything if they wanted to.
Am I muted? No. Okay. Great. As my computer takes off again. I think hearing the dragon, or hearing whatever it was that said that, he would start moving over to here, and he would get to the door and look inside, see that nobody's, hurt. What was it that was speaking just?
The fireplace? There was a dragon in the fireplace.
Ragnar's so glad he let Orden field this one after the whole Ceraxis in the city incident.
Kevin, you're muted.
What shape did it take other than a dragon?
It was a fire dragon, like a dragon made of fire. And it said that its nights had fallen into darkness, and we needed to show them the light.
Very well. We must find these knights. You said that we may recruit them.
Wherever they are, if we're able to help them, maybe they'll be able to help us too. He said that silver dragons like to help others. Maybe the knights that helped the silver dragon would be willing to help us.
Derek.
Mm-hmm.
When we were in the castle and we saw the skull of a dragon in the bone room, in the description you read out, did it describe it as a silver dragon's skull?
Let me find out. I think it did, if I remember right.
The bone room.
I think that he did because I remember Rajin saying something to Ceraxis like, look, this is like a silver dragon like our master talked about.
Yeah, okay.
Ruh-roh.
God, there's so many goddamn rooms in this freaking castle. Elevator trap, almost there. Wine cellar, hall.
Can you do
Perhaps.
control?
Go on.
I was just asking if you can do control F and search for it.
I think it says it's only just a skull of a dragon, but I think you did a check to see if you could tell the features of it, and
Yeah,
I think
okay.
I told you it was silver.
Yeah, okay. It would assume that the skull within the castle was the skull of the dragon that we have here. It was silver, much like what we have seen here.
Well, you don't know. Maybe it was another silver dragon. Maybe it was
Perhaps.
their friend or father or son or something like that.
Perhaps.
Master Rajin, there has to be a dragon. I could be wrong, but I feel like yes, I could say I saw one, but it was something with wings was in here when I first came in. I don't know if anyone else saw it.
I did not see it. But There are many other things with wings.
Geese.
Oh, them up geese.
Did you eat geese?
Dire geese.
That's dire geese. Oh, Jesus. They're coming.
Okay.
Uh,
Does Soul want to do anything?
She wants to stand right about there, where she is.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. The list. And then, what do y'all want to do now?
Open this door.
Open the door. And then obviously Ceraxis wants to go back that way, so we'll go back and forth between you two.
Yeah, I still don't know what's going on over there.
Freaking useless.
You just find broken ass rooms.
Tattered velvet drapes cover the tall, slender windows that encircle this parlor. The furnishings are covered with dust and cobwebs and lie in disarray. A damaged brass chandelier hangs from the ceiling, which is covered with a faded mural that depicts metallic dragons and colorful birds flying beneath white clouds.
Nothing in this room's intact as far as furniture goes.
It all, but just like before, all destroyed.
Is this a door here?
Yes.
I'd like to listen at this door.
Make a perception check.
I refreshed. Let's see if it helped. There we go.
You don't hear anything.
22.
That's a good sign.
You're certain you don't hear anything.
I'll check this door for traps.
Investigation check. You don't find any.
14.
You don't find any.
All right, I will open this door.
Okay, we'll do this one and then jump back to our friend. Oops, our other friend.
Oh, joy.
Is this part described? There, an iron gate chained shut closes off a 10-foot tall archway on the north wall of the mansion. That's it. You come to the stairs lead to an
Bless you.
iron gateway right there, and then another
Ragnar,
door.
you may not want to go too far. We might get separated from the others. Again.
Do you want to?
Well, can Ragnar
Go
Ragnar
back?
see out those windows?
I think it might be a good idea to head back with the others.
And then we'll go to Ceraxis. What does Ceraxis want to do?
Let me have a look out these windows really quick so I can get rid of all this blackness and then we can go. Oh, it got worse. These must be dirty windows. Yeah, we'll head back to
the side gate.
Yep. Okay. What does Ceraxis want to do?
Ceraxis would like to. He'd like to go investigate these statues. This one here. Like, can I tell anything about them anymore?
Yeah, just like where did they go? Okay. There are two life-sized human-sized statues that are depicting knights in silver armor with like their helmets have like dragon wings on them with mighty big shields.
He would look over to Rajin and say, Master, are you familiar with these warriors? They're armor seems very peculiar.
Many dragons have familiars that they rely on. As you are aware, this dragon seems to have surrounded himself with knights, champions of his cause.
And I'd like to look through these dirty stained glass windows, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Q13. Cracked wooden pillars support a wooden U-shaped balcony that overhangs the stone-walled chapel. Narrow archways lead to spiral staircases that curl up to the balcony, and a door set into the north wall has a wooden beam barring it. At the east end of the chapel rests a stone altar flanked by iron candelabras. The altar is carved with a rising sun bas relief. Tall arching windows set with panels of stained glass decorate the walls behind the altar. One of the windows has been shattered, covering the chapel floor with shards of colored glass and allowing thick fog to enter and fill the room. Through the fog, you see 3 armored figures kneeling before the altar.
He would quietly turn back and say, I think I found the knights there in the chapel.
Rajin will look to his left at Ragnar. See what his response is.
Is it dark in there?
Foggy.
Ragnar will motion Orden to come forward and just whisper and relay that Ceraxis thinks he's found the knights, and kind of start making his way forward.
I'll go in there with Iris.
Ragnar will take a quick look and see the same thing, and then step aside and kind of motion to Orden to come to that spot and look.
Orden's just going to go ahead and step up to the doors and kind of peer in. And again, kind of raise his sword and shine out a beam to these figures and see if they do anything with that.
Hold up. Okay. They are not. Okay. The 3 armored figures stand up, turn, and then all at once all say, "Leave this place. We will have our revenge." And they start walking towards you.
I'll walk towards them.
Roll for initiative then. as they all draw their long swords in obviously hostile manner.
Derek,
Yo,
could we have this fight start next week?
without you, yes.
Well, I mean, someone could just take over my character. I'll cast Hunter's Mark, and then they can just attack twice.
But yeah, we can stop here for the night.
Quitters.
I'm very tired, dude.
No, it's about time. Plus, knowing us with combat, this could
Oh, yeah.
last another 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's a good
Think
place to stop.
if anybody before we leave wants to make a history check to see what these creatures would be.
Oh, yes. I would
I'll
like
try a
to.
history check. I feel like I've studied dragony. No, I haven't.
I feel like I've studied Dragony. No, I haven't.
do they look alive, Derek?
No.
Do we know if killing them is what the dragon in the fireplace wanted?
It's up to you. That's
I
your.
don't feel like that's what he wanted.
Okay, I'll give it a week and think over what I'm going to do about these.
I've got a plan.
I don't.
Ooh.
I don't know if it'll do anything, but I have an idea.
Oodles can be hiding under the table.
I can roll initiative next time he's in.
Yeah, we'll all just re-roll initiative the next time. But,
Yeah, I like that.
You like that because you rolled so low.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good game.
All right, you guys got anything that you want to plug or anything like that while I get something that I need?
Well, that podcast episode that I was supposed to release last week, I released this morning actually, because I had Spotify issues. But that's out now, and the next one is going to be with our very own Nate Flannery, so that's going to be exciting.
Sweet.
I know him.
Right?
too.
Yeah. He's a cool dude. But I think my podcast is going to be bi-weekly for a little bit, so every other week. That's all I have, though. I really got nothing.
What's your podcast name?
Oh yeah, I guess that's part of the whole plugging thing. I'm new at this. Podcast is Viva La Vega. You can find it on Spotify.
When he says he's new to this, he means he just learned how to talk yesterday.
Yeah.
That
if
is
you
very true.
if you'll get me a link at some point, Nate, I will add like a channel command or something like that.
Oh,
that
that'd
way
be
we can
cool.
just post the link whenever you do your plugs.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think I have one saved.
Anybody else?
Anybody else?
Have you got a? Are you appearing on a podcast on a YouTube channel, Nathan? Also.
Yes, I am. I will be on Erasmus Expedition on Friday, Friday night, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, I believe. We're doing the Illusion of Choice. Gonna kind of talk about some DM player trust, like what it is about, like how you give the illusion of choice in D&D and how that works, and kind of how you let your players, tell their own story, but still have a path to follow that's kind of set up already in a way. So
Yeah, there's an art to that.
Looking forward to
very
that.
challenging.
I haven't actually. I mean that it's going to be interesting for me too, because I've only run a few games, but I've played under a lot of GMs, so I'm going to kind of rely on a lot of my player knowledge as well as my couple of games that I've run to kind of answer whatever questions are thrown at me on Friday night. So we'll be doing it live. I'll post a link to his channel right now. We'll be doing it live, and then I believe he'll be posting up his, well, since my chat decided to go a different way too. He'll be posting his up on his new podcast that he's got that's just audio as well. But we'll be doing it live on his YouTube channel. If you want to come hang out and ask questions in the chat, he welcomes that as well.
Yeah,
Love it.
I would definitely recommend checking out Jeremy's channels and content, as well as any from the Absolute Tabletop group.
For
Yeah,
sure. That's a quality group.
Jeremy's stuff's fantastic. I mean, his games, his inspirational videos, all kinds of stuff like that are great. They're fun to play in and listen to as well. So, I've got a couple of. I think I've been in 3 of his games now, which they're all one shots. But I've been in 3 of his one shots. Of his 2 of them were of his system that he's got that he runs himself that he kind of wrote based off another system. Super fun. So. Other than that, unless anybody else got anything to plug, I think we're done for tonight. Jarl of Goats is doing their Death of Deities campaign, so we're going to raid them as per usual. If you want to hang out for a couple minutes after we throw the end screen up, we'll be doing that. Anybody got any parting words before we continue on?
I think there's only 3 to 4 Middle-earth games left for me.
Oh, I thought you meant in our one shot.
yeah.
Well, that
I do
too.
mean in that world, but yeah.
So you might be back full time in
As soon as we
a
finish
month
Curse
or
of
so.
Strahd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do think that we're probably looking at 3, maybe 4, maybe 2. Who knows?
Mhm.
We have just encountered a dragon in Middle Earth, which is terrifying.
That
We didn't
sounds
fight it.
terrifying.
We didn't fight it. We just flattered it enough for it to believe us and kind of go and do something else.
That sounds like a very good approach.
Yes.
That's the pro level approach.
I seduced the
Hunting a
dragon.
dagger.
That's like Seduce the Dragon, but with training wheels.
Yeah. It was very much a case of, oh yes, you are the mightiest of all drakes. Yes, you are. Oh, look how magnificent you are. Of course you won't be falling into the trap that the bad guy has set. You're far too intelligent to fall for a trap like that.
Well,
and hopefully you won't.
well, good luck against Smaug.
Yeah.
Hope he doesn't devour you.
Yeah. I think he will want to.
Your character's like, joke's on you, I'm into that.
And my name is Dick.
Actually, it's Richard, but I go by Dick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess, like I said, if you guys want to hang out for a couple minutes, we'll do our raid here in just a few seconds. We'll see you guys in another dimension.